No matter how it may seem, no one has control over your life except for you. This is not personal, financial, or life advice. We're just a couple of guys and an occasional guest talking out loud. Welcome to the What Are We Doing podcast. Yo.
Oh, we're live.
Live.
We do live. We do live.
Yo. What's up, everyone?
Guys, we are here. Take over.
We locked in, huh?
Take over while I finish that.
What's up, everyone? How's everybody's week going? What's up, bro? How's your week going?
Sky.
I didn't know that was a...
I said this guy.
Oh, this guy. Oh, he said take over, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I put it right back when you...
No remorse. Yo, what's going on, guys? We're here. Another week for you guys. This is the last week of December.
Nah, the last week of November. It's coming to an end, bro. The year's coming to an end. I can't wait. Yeah, I'm ready for this year to get over with, bro. I'm ready.
It's been a great year.
It's been a
lot of ups and downs. I mean, we see the bigger picture.
Yeah, that's
what you got to focus on. Regardless of your current situation, focus on the bigger picture. Make sure you strive to get yourself closer to that destination.
Yeah, bro. I hear you.
That was a bar right there.
Yo, let's talk about that picture real quick because it was fresh in our head.
Yo.
Right.
So I was on Instagram right now scrolling, and I don't really want to say the person's name.
Nah, definitely don't say the person's name off you, bro.
They actually listen to this podcast, so
shout out to you.
How can I phrase this?
No, it's awkward.
We lost a lot of weight. Like,
That's
kind of scary. That was way too fast to lose that much weight.
Yo, okay, so when you said that...
All right, so there was this picture, and this person lost a lot of weight. Like, a lot of weight. Too quickly. Like, how much weight this person lost, it was extremely fast. And I mean, I'm not knocking, losing weight, because, if that's your goal and you're striving to do that, it's great, but that was kind of too scary. It had to be liposuction.
All right, so the thing about that is... That's why I feel like, I'm always trying to put my best foot forward. The reason why is because if I just saw that person now, I would only see that image of her.
Right.
I wouldn't know her 2-3 years ago with the pictures that we saw before. So
this person, don't say the sex.
Oh, I didn't say the person?
You definitely did.
I'm gonna edit that out. No, I'm not, because that's too much work. So if I had saw that person 2 years ago, I would saw that version of that person. Right. If I had saw that person today, I would only see that version of that person. That's why I always tell people, and that's why I always put like you start, like, how when you go from junior high school to college, you could show off the best version of yourself. So the best version of yourself, that's the version that's always kind of showing. Gang. That's the best version of that's kind of always showing. So that's why it doesn't really matter how tomorrow went, how today went. You can always start a new version of yourself. And you see how that progress, we were like, yo, that's mad. Like, it happened mad quick. We kind of watched the progression of, like, we saw at the ultimate biggest that we saw to what that person is now.
Yeah.
So it's like, we might think that's mad fast, but in her process, I'm sure that those 2 years of that year, it took forever. The same thing is, nobody's really rostering the progress. And look, you only still see the end result, right? You didn't see all the grinding and shit that she probably had to went through to get to that point. So that's crazy that
it was surgery.
Yeah, but it's crazy that it doesn't matter
There's
what.
There's no process. It's surgery.
But it doesn't matter. Honestly, it doesn't matter what it is. But look where she is now. Look where today.
Well, true. Yeah, all right, I see. I don't want people to get the wrong idea of my execution on this. It is still a process.
Yes.
But when it comes to how it's being done, that's really up to the individual.
Yeah. Do you feel like there's anything wrong with surgery or anything?
No.
Okay.
I mean, as long as you're doing it, and it's a healthy process, it's easy for you.
Yeah.
Besides that, I mean, if that's what you want to do to get close to your goals, I mean, at the end of the day, it's your goal. It's on you how you get there.
I agree.
I don't think there's like it has to be this way. Like you have to work out like this. You gotta eat like that in order to lose weight. That not even with just losing weight, but overall goals. Period.
Yeah, you're just like
if you're utilizing leverage to get to your goal quicker, then that's what you're doing. There's nothing wrong with that. And I don't think people should focus on it being like this is the only way for me to hit my goal. Like I have to take this route.
Yeah.
Not take a route you want to take.
Yeah, I don't knock it. I don't knock it. I'm happy for that person. Congrats if you're listening. You think they know we're talking about them? Have no idea.
I don't know. Normally when people feel away, they think everything's about them. Yeah. So it can be like 8 people. So you feel like it's about them. It's about you.
Yo, that's facts. If you feel some type of way, so you feel like everybody's talking about you, right?
I'm not giving a damn about you.
Yo. So we have posted on our IG yesterday of just like some people giving us topic advice, reaching out to our audience and seeing what people want to talk about. I got one person that I'm talking about like political stuff. Nah, I'm not doing that. We had one episode of political stuff. That episode hasn't come out yet. Well, obviously it came out yet from talking now. But yeah, we had that one episode that we kind of went political, but I'm not talking about President Trump.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to.
Yeah, after just the election, Cali fires. I don't know anything about the Cali fires to really talk about.
I was talking to this lady. Speaking of that too, so she mentioned that she heard that the people in Malibu, that's where it's at, and she was saying, that's good for them because they're rich.
Nah, fuck that.
Money.
What?
And in my head, I didn't say it to her because I really just like didn't want to continue the conversation.
Yeah.
But it's like, how do you fix your mouth to say that? That's what you get. You want to wish that on someone to lose their home?
Yeah, that's wild, bro. I would never, ever wish that on nobody. Like, doesn't matter. And you have to realize, if somebody's rich, they're obviously in the position to help other people.
Yeah.
So, like, by them losing their house, it's hurting so many other people. You have to realize, once you get to a certain level of wealth or a certain level of money, like, you're responsible now for providing food for a bunch of other families. So you have to think about it. If they lost their house, say they had a housekeeper. That housekeeper, boom, is out of job now. Say they had security, boom, that security is out of job now. Say they had a gardener. The gardener, boom, is out of job now. Like all those people now have no job right now, and now their families have to look for other places to eat.
And not even just that. I want you guys to really get this clear. Money changes things. Money get things done. If you're in a situation in which you have a great heart, you want to do all these great things for people, you want to feed all these people, you need money to do that. I don't care if you have others helping you out. Those people who help you out, they're utilizing their money.
Mm-hmm. Whether you're pulling money together or stuff like that.
It's money that changes. So for you to say that the wealthy people, that's what they get for losing their homes, which is really sickening. Mm-hmm. But that's not helping.
Yeah.
Because you need money to get things done. Mm-hmm. We live in a world with money.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
And it's funny because I had this conversation with my boys. I think it was yesterday or the other day. I believe it was yesterday, and we were speaking on. Let me actually read it real quick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when you say that's definitely a driving factor. I agree with you on that.
So we were speaking about the Amazon. They're coming to New York.
Oh yeah, New York and what's the other state? Virginia, I think it was.
I'm not
Maryland,
really sure
Virginia, somewhere. It's not too far from here. Yeah, bro, that's so crazy because I've been like they just announced it yesterday, but I felt like been hearing that for mad long now.
I heard that I don't know, but I heard that they've been speaking on which they want to take their next roster.
Yo, do you realize it's crazy?
It's not gonna happen within the next 10 to 15 years though.
No, it's gonna happen. I think it's like 5 to 10 years.
I think it was 10 to 15.
Oh, for real? But
it's not like happening.
Yo, they said the average salary is gonna be $100K, bro.
That's crazy.
That's ridiculous, bro. Yeah, that's ridiculous. What is it's supposed to be like a fulfillment center,
or
is it supposed to be
LLC?
Okay.
But hold on, let me actually read because I asked my friend his thoughts on it because he actually works there.
He works at Amazon?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to skip it. The main part that I really want to focus on is he said, however, this then goes to the argument of morality versus money. And honestly, I choose the money. And I feel most people would choose money, but would want to be politically correct, so they would like to say it's morality.
Morality versus money. You can keep your morality.
The reason why I'm actually bringing that up is because I feel like when it comes to money, people they don't want to say money. Like they really want to, but they don't say it because as he said, it's politically incorrect to say money is above other things. But I feel like deep down, people, they value money more than other things. And I personally feel like there's nothing wrong with having a high value of money. It depends on that individual and what they do with that money.
When you
like with me, I like to use money as it's a tool.
But when you talk about money versus morality, like what do you mean?
No, he's tripping. He's tripping. I'm
Like,
talking about the main part of money being an option.
Okay.
No, you're not choosing money or morality.
I don't know. I don't understand. When you say morality, what do you mean when you say morality?
What I personally think, based on the person, morality is
dropping your core beliefs and your morals and stuff to do. Nah, you can keep that, bro. You can keep that in.
If you're putting morality against money, that says a lot. For starters, that says a lot because you're valuing. You're putting money on a pedestal that it doesn't need to be in a different type of category of pedestal. Because you're putting literally your morality against money. That's dangerous. Because now it's like you'll do anything for money. And that can be
that's dangerous.
Yeah.
That's dangerous because when you start getting towards the money, because me personally, I don't feel like money is the end all goal.
Right.
Like the end all goal for me is just being able to do anything. That's the end all goal. So I feel like if you do throw away your morality when you do get to anything in life, like if you want to be an actor, if you want to be a lawyer, doctor, if you throw away your morals, once you get to the point where you're not going to know yourself. Yeah, you're not going to know yourself, bro.
And speaking of that too, I was talking to my sister yesterday, and she said she had a comment with my brother.
Yeah,
told my sister, and my sister told me. My brother was talking to this kid, and he overheard the kid. He had to actually stop the kid and speak to him and let him know why it's wrong and everything. But the kid said that he would kill someone for $35.
You probably live in Southside Jamaica. That's why I stay out that area. Ain't catching me fucking slipping.
But think about this: $35. You'll risk everything for $35.
He's just talking, bro.
Honestly, I'm not completely sure.
Hey, I'm not finding out.
No, but here's the thing: like, that's what's wrong with the youth is. I mean, I'm generally speaking. You have kids having kids. But the issue with kids having kids is that these kids aren't like mentally developed correctly. And they're having kids. And if I'm not mentally developed correctly, I'm going to transfer that onto my offspring.
All right, but what do you think about how it was back in the days when they were having kids at like 13, 14?
I think the difference now is you have the grandparents who are watching those kids, and it's like let's say my mother,
your community,
right?
Yeah,
right,
okay, you're right.
It's not like that no more.
Yeah, you're right.
It's more so of instead of I want to show off Instagram or I want to get the most likes, so let me just take this picture of my.
Because even back then, to
have movies in TV watch my kids.
Yeah, because even back then, when we talk about our parents and stuff, like it was community that raised them. It wasn't even. I mean, like I feel like we even got it.
You can judge me by your neighbor.
I feel like we even got a taste of that too. At least for me, like when I was.
I really think that we were the last generation.
I think we were the last generation. You know what's so funny? Over the summer, bro, on my block, you cannot drive down the street without people like playing in the street, us riding our bikes up the street and everything like that. In the summer, it's a ghost town. Like, where are these kids at? Like, we're the last generation that bro, like, I remember growing up and only being able to ride my bike down like to the second house.
And wait, second house?
Yeah, bro. And then as we grow up,
second house? What type of captivity is that?
Like putting your cage, right?
Second house?
And then as you grow up, you got to move down a little bit. It's so funny.
I just want you guys to have this visual. Because he lives in, Valley Street?
Elmont.
He lives in Elmont, right? The houses are, it's not like, it's middle class.
Yeah.
It's not extremely wealthy where it's like one house is 72 acres in the middle, right? It's not like that.
72 acres, that's how much they gave. This got no black history.
It's 42. It's 40. But I was being funny. I was exaggerating.
All right, go get yours.
40 acres, man. All right. We're not getting on that either. But anyway, 40 acres. That's never happening. Like, come on. That's crazy, though. Like, it really never gets that. We don't argue that either. Like, we don't make a big deal that where's my 40 acres at? You know everyone else got their 40 acres though.
They buying it back, bro.
Right, but anyway, so yeah, I want you guys to have this visual, right? 70 acres. Right? It's not like 70 acres. It's more like, let's say each house is what?
Yeah, I don't know. Like it's not that far. That's the,
not that far.
That was the point of my story. It wasn't that far. But as you grew up,
you didn't give it to ride down the.
Nah, but
block?
when I was younger, when I was young, bro, I only could ride down so my parents could stick their head outside and look and see me.
Though?
Yeah, bro. I mean, what can I say?
Crazy childhood, man.
And then eventually, we're able to ride mad far down the block, maybe like to the end of the block. Then you get old enough now to ride.
The block?
16 now. I'm joking.
I think I could ride to the end of the block until like I was young though.
But I'm talking about when I was young, bro.
Me too. Yeah. I remember like once I gotta be home when the streetlights come on, or I can only go like to the second pole. And the second pole on my block was like it was a nice distance. So it was pretty cool.
I'm trying to think, when did I have to be? I don't think we ever had like the street light thing, but it was always so.
The street light thing, that was I got that. I think probably from like 4 to like 8 actually.
I'm trying to remember. I don't ever think we had like, yo, you had to be home at the street light or anything like that.
That was like a rule.
For real? Yeah. I don't remember it. Maybe I could be bugging right now, but
street light come on, you're not nowhere near it.
Yeah, bro, but that's crazy. Yeah, but you were right about bringing it back and saying like, yo, it's the community that was a good point. That's why people were able to have like 15, 16 and their child grow up to be great. Just because, like you said, it wasn't just you as a parent raising it was the whole community.
Yeah, now it's everybody. Not like that. Especially, they try to even factor on beating. They try to make it where you can't even touch your kid. You touch your kid, you're going to jail.
You can't even talk to people a certain way. And like that, crazy. And it's crazy. Like, yo, if I was riding on the block,
you can't even say faggot.
In my name.
That's crazy though.
That's H that said that.
Yeah, it's H that said that. That's just so fucking like, you gotta get out your feelings, man. Like, if you're gonna be gay, you're gonna be gay. But I don't have no problem with gay people at all. I
have gay friends, right?
I do though. I do.
I know you do. Go ahead.
Like, oh, he's a faggot. Oh my god, I can't believe you call him faggot. Now the whole community's gonna attack him. Like, let it go, man. That's like calling someone soft and just like let it go. Like, this bullying shit, like, is really irking me because you need bullies.
Or you need bullies.
I'm like, I'm straight with this. This is not a debate for me. I'm not changing my thoughts. You need bullies. And I feel like even calling a gay person a faggot, like that right there is
tough and skin.
Yeah, seriously though. Because I can endorse all that stuff. So now you're older, it's like, man, I heard been hearing faggot my whole life. That shit don't bother me. So now I'm like, oh my god, call me a faggot. Brother's over. I don't know what to do with myself. It's like, yo, you're not gonna be able to get the tough thing you need to really strive.
Agreed. I feel like bullying builds characters. Everybody should get bullied to an extent.
My brother used to bully me. I said enough is enough. I still got beat up, but I said enough is enough. I'm not doing this no more, man.
That builds tough skin, bro. That builds tough skin. I forgot where you got any suggestions?
All right, so one thing I got is relationship.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Oh, we are?
Yeah, why not?
Oh. Gotta drink some new Kool-Aid.
So take advantage of it. Let's go.
So with me, when it comes to relationships, I can only speak on what works for me. I can't speak on like, I don't think there's a general guideline to if you don't do this, it doesn't work. But as for me, I think communication is the first priority. If you guys don't have great communication skills or a great basic communication, it's really hard to really have a great relationship. Not just with your significant other, but overall. You need that communication. You need to, and if things aren't working out right, speak on it. Speak on how you feel. Speak on like if your feelings are being bothered or being attacked. And when things are great, you want to speak on that too. You want to encourage the other person, thank you for doing this. Thank you for doing that. Or I appreciate this. I feel that that's the first thing. And after that, I think it's trust. Because if you don't trust the person, then not really beneficial for you to really continue being with that person. And that's all relationships, not just the other.
Yeah, that's like partnerships, anything like that. Yeah. Trust is a big factor. Knowing that reliability, I feel like that falls into trust too. When you talk about what's a key factor? What's one thing you feel like somebody can do that to end a relationship?
To end a relationship?
Yeah.
What type? All or just
All relationship. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It could be boyfriend, girlfriend. It could be whatever. It can be anything. What are some non-negotiables that's just like, yo, if you do this in a friendship, a relationship, a partnership, a business, what are some of the stuff that you're like, I fuck that, I can't deal with you? Or are you giving everybody a chance?
I'm giving everyone a chance to a certain extent.
Mm-hmm. So what's that extent? Like then we
need some. Really, it's more of a. It depends on how things are leading up within that relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Like deception that's a huge factor. Like
okay.
You're being deceived for a win-lose situation, which like I lose and you win.
Mm-hmm.
That says a lot.
Yes.
But again, with that individual, it depends on how the relationship was, what his relationship was being.
Mm-hmm.
You know how it's coming along.
All right, for friendship, like for me, for friendship to lose a friendship, I'm gonna say it's just like, if I feel like I'm giving a lot in the friendship, like if I'm doing this for you, like you hit me up to do something for you and I got you, anything that you need, like you can hit me up. Like for me, and this, I even had to stop doing this. I feel like we talked about this in an early podcast. I was always, definitely not giving that much. So yo, let's talk about that. Yeah, so we could get into that too.
All right. Any updates or same thing?
Same shit, bro. Yeah. So like for me, I'm always gonna bend my back and help somebody. Like I'll go out the way. If somebody hits me up, even if I have something to do, I feel like in the past I always should be like, yo, let me help somebody out to return the favor, right. Get the favor returned, or just to help somebody out. I feel like the whole thing is, even though like there's some people where I don't talk to as much, but I still have the same respect. I still think of them as a friend. But for me, it's like, yo, let me go out and learn and better myself so I can bring it back to my inner circle and help out. Like that's my whole philosophy on like growth. Like we're growing, we might not be on the same page, we might not be doing the same thing, but at the end of the day, we're still friends. Right. So like we're gonna go out, get some money, and come back and celebrate together. And anything that somebody can do in their journey that I can help them, I'm gonna do that. But once I started doing that a lot, and I had that mentality, a lot of people don't have that mentality. So it's just like, I'm when I hit you up and ask you for something, or even the littlest things, and it's a big deal, or it's like, you can't do it, or the runner, it's just like, I'm gonna distance myself.
Goes above and beyond.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, but I honestly do, bro. Like, I honestly go on my way to make sure, because for me, bro, like, I feel like everybody needs the opportunity. Like some people might not need help doing something. Like, we can't, like, I'm on a philosophy, like, anything that I want to do great in life, I can't do it myself.
You can't.
It's impossible for me to do it myself. And I understand that if anything great you want to do in your life, you can't do it myself. That's why when you hit me up, I'm just like, yo, anybody, I'm like, yo, let's make it. If it makes sense to me now, like, I'm going to do it.
And it's also like planting a seed, too.
Exactly.
If you just think about this, right? Think about a garden. I want you guys to envision a garden.
Mm-hmm.
Within that garden, it's everyone you helped out or didn't help out,
mm-hmm.
right? When you had the opportunity to do so. Now, as you're helping that person, all of those, every time you help some person, it's a seed.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't help them, it's just like not a seed. Let's say it's a weed.
Mm-hmm.
You want your garden to be full of flowers. You don't want your garden to be full of weeds,
mm-hmm.
because when you have a garden full of flowers, everything from the nutrition, everything you can have plants that's gonna give you like fruits,
mm-hmm.
or you can have weeds that's really just gonna kill your garden.
Yeah, a big part of my job is prospecting. Like any like commission job, sales job, we're talking about prospecting. So like a lot of the times what I'm doing is planting the seed. Me personally, I feel like in my job, everything I do, like 90% of shit that I do is free. Like I don't get paid off in 90%. Every time, like I'm doing a big thing on budgeting right now. I'm helping so much people budget for like the new year, start setting up their portfolio, starting doing everything. I do all that for free. I don't get paid off a lot of that stuff that I do. So it's just like,
but it's still planting the seed.
It's planting the seed. Exactly. That's what I'm doing. And that's what I'm doing, especially at the age, because a lot of people, I'm dealing with a lot of college people right now. Okay. So I know they don't have money, but eventually I'm planting that seed and I'm building that relationship. So further down the line, they're thinking, yo, let me go back to him. Let me do this. Let me do that. So everything is about planting that seed, basically. So I definitely agree with that. I forgot what we were saying before. Where does topic come from? Oh, relationships and friends. Right. Yeah. So that's for me, for relationships, it's just like, yo, if I'm bending my back to help you and you can't help me, it's just like, that's one deciding factor for me. I think when it comes to like boyfriend, girlfriend relationship, I can see you mentioned trust. So
yeah,
I feel like trust is, I think that's any relationship. It's trust. Once that trust is broken, it's hard to really keep moving, because you need that accountability. You need to be able to rely on somebody, and if you don't trust them, you're not gonna be able to rely on them.
I actually got one for family support system.
Family support system. Yeah, I just posted a video on that. Yo, fuck your family. Do what you want to do.
Hold
Don't
on.
listen to them.
Hold on. Let's get this.
This guy's recording me. So fuck your family. Nah. All right, for me, when it comes to family, it's just like, yo, every story that I hear, especially when females tell me stories about, yo, I want to do this, but my parents are holding me back, or my parents have different avenues. And we know in a bunch of communities, like, let's say, like, if you talk about the Indian community or the African community or the Asian community, they're all like, yo, go to school, do this, do that, do that. They're pushing their beliefs on you. Like, I preach this all the time. They're pushing their beliefs on you. Went out to eat with my boy on Tuesday, and then he was like, he just came up from Atlanta, and then he was just saying, yo, I just quit my job and everything like that. And I was like, yo, congrats, because that's a big move to quit your job. Yo, now it's on to the next and better things. Like, I was telling him that, oh, that's the same shit I did. I was like, I walked in there, I was like, yo, I'm done. And I gave him my 2 weeks, and then I was out. So I was telling him, yo, how does your parents feel about it? And then he was like, they're giving me the, yo, make sure you find something before you leave. Don't leave too early. Don't do this. Don't do that. And I was just like, yo, you can't listen to them, because you're going to get trapped in that space. And if you're trapped in that space, then you're going to be asked out, because people do that and spend the next 40 years working, saying that, yo, I'm looking for something else. I'm looking for different things. And I was telling him, yo, I jumped from job to job to job to job to job in a matter of like 3-4 years, just figuring out what I really want to do. And I feel like if people did that from before, it would be good. But so, like, even when people ask, like, say if somebody comes to you for advice, what advice are you going to give them? Advice from your experience. Your experience might not mean anything to them, or might not push them in the right direction they need to be. But in your head, you're feeling like, yo, I'm giving them the best advice ever. So it's just like your parents. Your parents want the best for you possible. 90% of parents want the best thing possible for their kids. So if your parents want the best thing possible, everything that they went through that didn't work for them, or didn't succeed for them, or they feel like it's an easier way, they're going to push that belief on you. And like, the times are different. The parents of our generation, parents, or even our parents, they can't relate to what's going on now. Like, there's no way they can relate to. Even when we were putting out this podcast, my mom was like, yo, y'all gonna do a podcast a week? Just do one a month. And I'm like, what? That doesn't make sense. So imagine, like, yo, me taking that advice and we only doing one podcast a month. We would have been on our 8th podcast. And maybe that advice was good. Yeah, but it's just like, it's hard to relate with times that's going on right now. So even though they want the best for you, you still have to, like, yo, like, and I tell all people all the time, oh, if I do this, they're not gonna. If you start making moves on your own, one, that shows your maturity level. So that's showing, like, yo, okay, I'm growing up now. I'm an adult now. I can make decisions on my own. And once you start doing stuff and you start getting rewarded out of it, then it's like, okay, they know what they're doing. Let me support them in everything they do. So,
Interesting.
Yeah. What do you think of that?
I took that question completely different.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Perfect. That's why 2 minds is better than one, bro.
I took a question in which
what was the question again? Sorry, say it again.
Family and support.
Okay.
It was Justin. Talk about family support.
Yeah. How was it?
I feel like it's more so of if you don't have family or support system.
Okay.
You know, and I feel it's very hard to strive like that, because that's a huge burden. If those around you, because obviously, like, growing up, your family's around you. So if those around you aren't, if those around you aren't supporting you or supporting your dreams, you gotta internally say to yourself, is this really what I want to do? Mm-hmm. And that's where those questions come about, because that goes towards you losing confidence in yourself. Mm-hmm. Because you're saying to yourself, these people who know me, they know the best of me, they know the worst of me. If these people feel that what I'm striving for isn't great or isn't going to work, why should I feel it's going to work? So that really goes down to, deep down in the root of why you actually want to go about doing it.
Yo, if I can tell you, if you can have a conversation with me and I can alter your like decision on like doing something or not doing something, it's not really a real goal for you. I feel like if you have something in your head and say, yo, if you came to me tomorrow and be like, I want to be a dancer. And I'm like, motherfucker, sit your ass down, you dancing motherfucker, and let's do this podcast. And you say, you know, you're right, Kadeem, let me hop on this podcast. Yo, you not really want to dance, but if I say, yo, sit your dancing ass down, and you get up and you start dancing, I'm like, all right,
it's two ways you can look at that too. Because what if I'm coming to you because I'm so confident that I feel I can do this, and I feel like you know me so much that you saying that you're not a dancer is like, damn, what if he's right? What if I'm not a dancer? Or it could be, as you just said, I'm not saying, damn, I'm not a dancer. Oh, fuck, damn, I'm a dancer.
That's the kind of confidence that you need.
That's mindset, though. But in order for you to get that confidence skill, you got to get that skill repetition. But what if, like, you have the family around you, if they're all telling you that, all right, perfect example. If all your family's telling you, what, you need to go be a doctor. It's hard for you to say, damn, maybe I shouldn't be a financial advisor. Maybe I should go be a doctor. Because these are the people who know you best.
Yeah, but you know who knows yourself better than those people?
But it's hard for you to say that, Dean. Because some people, we're talking about those who aren't strong-minded, strong-headed.
Yeah, okay.
That's not the word.
I know you're talking about, though. And they know what you're talking about, too. I know you're talking. We all know what you're talking about. But who's not...
strong-minded. That's strong-minded, right? Yeah. If they're not like that, and let's say they're weak-minded, and it's hard if you have great confidence in yourself when you don't have the right mindset.
Agreed.
Now, picture someone like that, right? And now they want to be a dancer, but everyone around them, their family, they're saying, you're not a dancer. You shouldn't strive for that. Now, that's probably what they're really passionate about. That's literally a Mozart who went to be a doctor. And because Mozart should have been Mozart and focused on what he wanted to do, he listened to those around him, and now he's a doctor. And I feel you have a lot of people are like that. Like, instead of chasing their dreams and their goals and aspirations, they follow and listen to those around them who supporting what they see within themselves for them.
I bet. Let me tell you who those people turn into. Those people, because those people are of value too. Because those people are the people that grow up doing not what they're doing, who's preaching, yo, follow your dreams. Those are the people that are preaching like, yo, if you want to do that, just do it. And I feel like those people turn into the most supportive people at the end of the day. So maybe those people are needed. If you can, in the bigger picture of things, those people might be actually needed in our lives. Like, yo, I didn't do this because I was too scared to do it, but I'm going to give you everything that you need, and I'm going to push you towards doing what you got to do so you don't end up in like me. If you want to look at it that way.
Would you rather be the person?
No, I would be the person. You gotta tell me. You see what I'm doing right now. I want to be that person that's making it happen. Because, like I said, I always tell you, I've been working around grown as adults since I was 14 full time in a truck shop. That's the most rawest of the rawest place I feel like a kid could grow up working is in the truck stop. Like, it's no filters, no bars. And it's just like, yo, I've been hearing their stories. I've been hearing what they do, all the shit that they're going through. And it's just like, yo, I don't want this shit. Like, that's I don't want to live that lifestyle. And they were always saying, yo, just do what you want to do. I could have done this. I could have done that. It's just like, yo, I'm going to do whatever floats my boat, whatever makes me happy. But yeah. So moving on. You have another one? I have,
what you got?
Possible ways. One, thank you for everybody who's been sending in all this stuff. Yeah, I feel like this is probably a way better way than trying to get emails because I got so many responses, and it's just I have a bunch of them. A lot of them are throwaways, and I'm not going to talk about just because. But possible ways on investing for youth and the older generation. I talk about money all day, so I don't want to talk about the money aspect of it. But if we talk about investing as a youth, yo, education. That's investing. Like, if you want to invest and you don't have any money, if you want to invest and you're in college, if you want to invest and you have no direction on what to invest in, the reason you don't know what to invest in is because you're educated. And I always tell people, like, yo, if you go to somebody and you ask them for advice or ask them for help investing or anything, and they give you their idea. I don't know how to word this, but basically you need to educate yourself before you start looking for investments, because people always come asking people for investments, asking people for this. One day you're going to ask the wrong person, they're going to show you the holy grail, and then your only money's going to be gone. So if you're talking about investing when you're younger, my whole thing now is I don't talk about money. I just talk about, yo, if you're not making any money, you shouldn't be investing. And you should try to scrap up that $5, that $10, and go buy a book. And it's so funny because at 10 years ago or 5 years ago, I would never give that advice to go fucking buy a book, because I'll look at myself like, yo, what the hell are you talking? But now it's, yo, go invest in a good book. Like, that's 30, 40 years of somebody's experience who's successful trapped into 30 pages, 10 pages, or 300, whatever a book is now.
If you can give someone advice on what book to read,
like we always go,
one book.
One book to read. Think and Grow Rich.
Okay.
Think and Grow Rich. If that's one book, I know I'm always saying like
No.
Yeah, but I'm saying like it'll be different if they're like they want a specific thing in their lives. But a go-to book is Think and Grow Rich. The reason why is because that's like what we talked about before. Like it's hard to say I want to be a dancer if you don't have that mindset. But if I come to you, like, sit your ass down, if you don't have that mindset, I think and Grow Rich, it's a long book. I didn't read it. I listened to the audio. I listened to that audio like when I was still working at my generator job.
Hours.
That's
11 hours.
Yeah, yo, it's ridiculous. That thing's probably took me like 2 weeks to listen to. And that is, even though it's Think and Grow Rich, it's not really talking about rich as in money. It's talking about rich as in like education, like building your mental. Yeah. And a lot of those books, they don't really talk about money. A lot of the best books that have even like wealth or money in the title, they don't really talk about wealth or money. They talk about like one of the best trading books is Trading in the Zone. Trading in the Zone, it does not talk about one trading thing at all. It's all psychological stuff. It's all like, yo, how to develop to prevent yourself from losing. Not prevent yourself from losing, but prevent yourself from going crazy when you lose. And things of that nature. It's all psychological stuff. So if you want to talk about investing, it's, yo, invest in yourself. Buy a book, read, watching. Like a big thing too, like you have YouTube, so I watch a lot of interviews. And when I watch a lot of interviews, I kind of pick out pinpoints of what all those successful people are doing. Because if you watch any interview, you talk about like the Breakfast Club, you talk about there's so many other interview places, but for them to even get to that platform, they had to, no matter what your perception on that person is, but there's something that they did to get to the point where they're be able to talk on that platform. And no matter who it is, you can grab something from them. Like if you and people always talk about like, oh, I'm not listening to Kanye, I'm not listening to Trump, I'm not listening to this person, I'm not listening to, but those people have done something to get in that position. Like if you talk about like kind of the greatest leaders of all times, like you cannot talk about the greatest leaders of all time without talking to people like Caesar. Caesar's like destroyed like nations and stuff like that. You have to talk about Hitler. Hitler was even though what he did was horrible, the fact that what he did as a leader, and that goes into like the 40 laws of power and things like that, he really like capitalized on a lot of those stuff. That's leadership, and that's going to get you to a certain point. So maybe you're not going to use your stuff for bad and you use it for good, but at the same time, leaders have a certain characteristics about them. They all fall upon the same thing. And even you look at when we have guests on, like, bro, like when we have guests, it's like, even though they might not know they're practicing the same things to be successful, they're practicing the same things that we all need to be successful. Like, and you might not be aware of it, but it's all the same kind of focus. So that's what we talk about. Like, if you talk about investing, it's I would say it falls under educating yourself. And for the older generation, I don't know, what do you have about the younger generation? What do you feel about that?
Listen, the younger generation, I think you should focus more on what do you actually want to be, and then follow those who are doing that.
Yeah. So like, just investing in yourself. Like, yo, if you're making money at a young age, yeah, there's certain options, but I feel like even at a young age, your mind is not developed. You might look at lucky, hit a home run, but just invest in yourself. Older generations, there's so much stuff. You're older, you're making money now. Now it's easier to invest. You have real estate you can invest in. You have stocks you can invest in. You have companies you can invest in. You have software you can invest in. You have so many different avenues that you can invest in. But even at that same time, you still need to educate yourself. Like even for me, so if when somebody does a consultation with me, a lot of 50% of that consultation is me educating them on different type of stuff. Like telling them how to get their best beneficial out their 401k, what their 401k, what a stock is, what a mutual fund is, what an index is. All that stuff. Like I sit down and I go over and I make sure you understand it, because if you don't understand that, you're not going to be comfortable investing in something that you don't know. So you have to be able to understand anything you're investing. So even if you're young, even if you're old, you have to educate yourself first. Once you're educating yourself first, then you can go out and seek help. So because like I said, I can tell you anything and you're going to, and it's not for you to believe me. You have to go do your own research as well. So that's big thing. So I don't want to get in the money aspect of investing, but investing is education, educating yourself. That's true. Bam. How long are we in? We're 40 minutes in. That's right. All right. Do you have anything else that you want to say, bro?
I want to thank you guys for, it's an honor, for releasing an episode. You guys are still riding with us.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah.
Kind of down right now. My tone.
All right. So everybody, we appreciate you for rocking for us. Thanks a lot for supporting us and everything. So it's getting close to the holiday season right now. We're trying to just bang out a bunch of guests. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
I'm thinking about doing a giveaway.
All right. Well, for the holidays,
yeah.
All right, we can do that. Yeah. Let's. All right. So for the next episode, let's talk about doing the a giveaway. Yeah, I'll be down for doing the giveaway. Yeah. We did how much? I think we only did one giveaway. Yeah. What did we do? We did a gift card. Yeah. All right, cool. So let's do another giveaway. More towards December then, and we'll talk about it. And we'll think of something that somebody has to do.
Right,
huh?
December
is next week. So I'm down for that. All right. So next episode we'll talk about a possible giveaway, or we'll try to set something up with a giveaway.
You gotta do a secret guest too.
Huh?
You got a secret guest.
As in what?
Next week.
Who's that?
The guest.
Yeah. So we'll make it happen. Yeah. So we're gonna try to finish off the end of the year with just a bunch of guests. I know we haven't had guests on in a while, but we've been grinding. So we're gonna try to bring in at least 3 or 4 guests before the year is up, and then we're gonna start the year strong. If everybody's listening to this, you made it to this. I'm doing budgeting and investment strategy. So if you want to just sit down and talk budgeting, hit me up. You can DM me at Way Too Irrational. You can probably email us too at whatarewedoingpc@gmail.com. Hit Hansome up at HansomeKelly _. And thanks for supporting. I don't know if you have a quote.
Oh, I got a quote.
Yes.
People who say it's lonely at the top, that's only because you're not helping anyone else get there.
That's a whole conversation right there, bro.
Yo, right, guys.
Hold on.
No, we're done.
All right, we're done.
Man. What do you want to say?
No, we'll pick it up later. But
what do you want to say?
That's true. It's not lonely at the top because you go there by yourself. Yeah. But if you pick that was a good quote, bro. There's a lot of discussion can get off that quote.
Let's high five the heroes. Right. No. Smart.
Later, y'all.